Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, this is going to be a Divine Feminine check-in. So let's have a look and see, thank you Divine Creator, what do the Divine Feminines think and feel about the connections at this time? Where are their conscious thoughts at? What are the emotions that the Feminines are processing regarding what they're perceiving in their connections? What would they like to have happen next in their connections with their masculines at this time, or based on what they're thinking and feeling? And what do the DMs need to know? Spirit guidance for the DMs as it relates to what we see here for the feminines. Okay. Conscious mind, feminines. Oh, masculines. Your feminine sees you as a perfect alignment for the long term, the legacy, having it all, generational wealth, abundance, fun, you name it, you check every single boxes they never knew they would ever want to check off. You are all of it. Like, they are just absolutely sure they could be completely all in with you. This is on their conscious mind. So this means your feminine is literally conscious of all these exact things that they love about you and only you. That's what I'm getting. What is the emotion connected with this? Relationships. In the inverse, it says, I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. So feminines are really like, you're the first person that has served their higher good. That's why they could be all in with you, masculines. It's because they have thought that others might serve their higher good, but you really actually are good for them. And part of that is this journey, the process, the way you've navigated this. Even when the feminines have wanted else or otherwise, or in certain different ways, they really see how you are beneficial for them because you have not rushed in. What do they want to happen? They want you to open up emotionally. They do want you to give them feedback about how you feel. That doesn't mean you have to prematurely go all in, but they do want to know about your feelings. King of Cups is the emotional transparency. What is the advice for the masculines? Drop your guard. Nine of Wands is this stubborn, kind of wounded healer, wounded warrior archetype that is always go, go, go and never rest, never dropping that stoicism. So your advice is to drop your guard a little, let the feminine in. You don't have to be all or nothing just because it's not fully time yet. You can gradually start opening up more, becoming more emotionally available as we go. What are the feminines conscious of about their masculine? So this is two-part. In some cases, the feminines are noticing there's more public crossover. So this can be friends, family involvement, connection, deepening with social circle. This is the card of public awareness. So there is some kind of hopeful, transforming way that the feminines are aware of, that you are more unified regarding those outside of just the two of you. So more connection somehow. There's been a transformation here. They're seeing you also as not being as concerned about who knows about the connection. Masculines, what is the emotion they're processing with that? Peace. I'm a being of love and I release all negative energy. So I'm getting for these feminines, they've come through a period of time in your connection where it was more secret. This doesn't mean that everything is out on the table, but they have peace about what is the stage that it is at, the way that it is growing. step by step. Even if others aren't tuned into the pulse of it, the feminine sees the wisdom of how you've guided this and how the connection is starting to be a little bit more introduced into this merge of lives. What would they like in the connection? They want more of both of you being considered in all things. So there is this merging kind of energy. Typically, the Four of Coins has one coin on the heart. And in this deck, it has both of us, both of you here. And so that energy of inclusion, including the other, being in the fold, in the inner circle, in it together, that's what they want. They want that acknowledgement. They want the recognition. They want that feedback with you and them, masculines, that this is the case, that it's conscious, that it is intentional, that this is happening. What is the advice for the masculines? Seven of Cups in the inverse. This is a card of confusion. In the inverse, this is the unconditional love that leads the way through all the myriad of options. And so this is, your advice is to stay focused on the love and let everything that's extra be released. What are the feminines feeling on the heart space and conscious of? Yeah, here's that butterfly again. So the feminines are understanding, and there's those Two of Coins in the heart space. There is no one they prefer more than you. They are all in partners in this journey, in this transformation. They don't feel better or less than you, masculines. They feel on the heart space, you really are a perfect match, and you're both transforming before your very eyes towards whatever it is that's on the way. What is the emotion? Adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. So the feminines are understanding that you each have your challenges, but that it seems to be that when one is going through challenges, the other one is able to surf, or at very least, when you're going through challenges, nobody's feeling needy for the other one or blaming or feeling victimized, that it's unbearable. There's a growing understanding that adversity isn't foe, that you're both in these lessons together, and that it doesn't have to be looked at as though adversity is going to end this thing. There's something about security and trust and balance and long-term coming in. What did the feminines wish for the masculines? For you to be integrating these truths, to be letting go of anything that isn't this connection. They're hoping that even if you're not talking to them directly about these things, that you are considering them on the heart space, that you are informing and getting in touch with your emotions so that you would be able to communicate those to them, and that you might be meditating or praying or asking for higher guidance, or, even just resting until epiphanies come to you, until the truth in the matter is illuminated to you. Possibly some of the adversities for them and for you, masculines, that the feminines are hoping that you're taking these greater lessons from and seeing how you're both in it together. What is the advice? Unconditional love, masculines. That's the advice here. We just got that alluded to with the Seven of Cups, and here we have it again. So it's about self-love. It's about knowing that every adversity on this journey, from your side of it, your feminine side of it, no matter what that looks like, whether it's personal or karmic scenarios related, it's all about this compassion and forgiveness, and where there's a will, there's a way. It's about continuing to manifest your heart's desires and knowing that you're worth it, masculines. What about on the heart space for you, masculine? Oh, Magician. So they are seeing you as gathering every resource and skill that you need. They feel you are so masterful, self-sufficient, and I just heard they may think you don't see that in yourself as much as they see it in you, because you're looking away here. But your feminine really does think the world of you and knows that you care so much to be impeccable that it might feel like something you don't yet fully comprehend. I want to say, masculines, that is a true testament of nobility, because if you're in ego and you're manifesting through ego, you're only getting empty results. But if you are in humility and still manifesting based on what your heart is telling you, like the feminines are seeing in you, that's the way to go. And so you may not always be aware of it if that is the case. But your feminine sees you like that. They see you as doing things for the right reasons. What is the emotion that they are processing? Love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. So yeah, again, this is in the inverse. So they may think that you don't fully see how good you are, how worthy you are, that you're still needing to come into it. Your feminine is beginning to realize that that's connected with how ready you are to come forward in this connection, just to see your God's given worthiness, your soul, your capacity, your heart as the gold of the universe. And as you see that, your feminine believes that you will see how good this connection is for you. What are they wishing? For this full public recognition, for the day when the two of you can be fully in broad daylight with no holds barred, no more insecurities, just love, just love. Also, where you have come into the consciousness of your worth. I'm being drawn to the way that this cheetah is not in the middle of the sun like this raven is. And so we've got a progression here. They see you not fully aware of your magnificence. And in this card, the message of how they believe you'll come forward to them as you become more sure in yourself, more confident on this soul level. And this card of what do the feminines desire? This is you in the full sun, the full enlightenment of your worthiness that qualifies you to be in these beautiful soul connections with your divine feminine. What is your advice? Knight of Wands, to let your inspiration come through you, to let that uniqueness empower you, masculines, to be lit by what fuels your heart song, your fire, and to really fall in love with yourself. On the heart space, this is also let this love make you feel good. Let the love of your feminine wanting you as their person fill you up so deeply that it inspires you, masculines. What can we see for the wishes the feminines have? Depth. The moon is the subconscious, and of all the messages that just tried to come, it's just that your feminine wants to go deep, and that doesn't have to be scary or woo-woo. They just want the real thing to the bedrock. They want authenticity. They don't have it all figured out. They don't have it premeditated. They're not attached to it looking a certain way. They're just here for the real deal. And that means that it's to the bottom of their heart with sincerity. They choose you and they want to be chosen on that level. What is the emotion? Patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. Yeah, so the feminines are very patient because they actually love you, masculines. They don't want to rush your process. They know that you will not feel good in a relationship if you don't believe that you are worthy of it. And so they're willing to have that patience for you to come around to not only being worthy as a person, but also wholeheartedly choosing them if that's what your choice is going to be. Your feminine is in this for the long term. With the Ten of Pentacles, they know that you are their preference. They, of course, have room in their hearts for the timing, or, should you not decide to come forward into these connections. But they're willing to wait at this point to see, because their hunch is that this relationship has the makings of the depths, that level of connection. What would they like to see going forward? You begin to really look at this long-term Ten of Pentacles and to see through past any kind of predictive programming. This is can be my American Dream card. When it's in the inverse like this, it's like transcending that cookie cutter template. They really want you to see that this far exceeds the typical relationship ideas, the good on paper. What is the masculine's advice? 3 of Wands. Keep an open mind. Keep looking for the goodness, the way these connections continue to inspire and teach and support. And the intimacy that the two of you get each other on a level that is so rare on so many levels, on all the levels. What are the feminines wanting to take action with? Overcoming burden, continuing to overcome their karma, to let go of overwhelm, to find their way through back into a more inspired time in their life. What is the emotion? Abundance. I'm a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. So right now, the biggest push is for the feminines to let go of any of the karmic burden, past karmic choices, any binding things that still lords over them, towards their abundance. So the feminines are very much wanting to take action to stop playing small or being limited by anything that they don't have a say in. So anytime they've given their power away and bound themselves into things that somebody, place, some person, place, or thing has power over them, they're wanting to reclaim that so they can go towards their free enterprise, their highest timelines, their abundance. What would they like in this connection with you, Emperor? They want you to be that master that is the king of all kings, a little bit of all of the masculine energies that can really command the future, match your feminine with ambition and abundance and passion and flow, and really have the life together. Climb the mountains together, I just heard. Knight of Cups for advice. So this is about your self-love sinking in. You would not have manifested a divine feminine in your life if you weren't worthy of it. Now let that sink in, is what I heard. What is the challenge for the feminines regarding this connection? Feeling like they see the potential, they see the worth of it, they see the perfection of it, and not being able to access it fully yet. Grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. This is a bittersweet energy because the feminines, they feel the loss of the potential of this connection when it's not coming in fully. They feel it as though they're grieving it. Even if it hasn't fully kicked off or deepened, they still feel it as a loss. They're working on correcting that faulty logic and being grateful for where it is so they can build from that. But this is also the back end of coming out of karma and really appreciating the lessons. So they're going through a period of enlightenment, but they don't know it fully consciously yet. They're learning from the karma. They're giving themselves grounding to be receptive to more of this connection, but it's a changeover. What would they like to see with you? 7 of Wands. They just want you to continue being brave and to continue being truthful to yourself about this connection, about the work you need to do to become your most beautiful potential, and stay brave about your feminine coming through their things. What is the advice? Give to yourself right now. What you do for self, you do for twin. This is also advice to consider what you would like to give and receive, masculines. What would be most fulfilling, what you enjoy, what your love language to give is, and what your love language to receive is, and where you're at with that, and how you can continue doing that, and what you are getting out of this connection, what you haven't recognized yet that your feminine offers, and also the things that you haven't recognized that you can give that are truly available to give and receive right now at this stage of the journey. what can we see for the solution? Here's the same card, this reciprocity. So both are being asked just how we can show up and how we can fully receive in that flow right here, the way it is. Are there kind, present, beautiful things to be grateful for and to move in the energy of right here, right now, today? Thoughts, actions, dreams, lessons. What is the energy of this? Envy. I am the same as everybody else with different challenges. So the solution here, feminines, is to also come into generosity and not be in disintegration about being alone or not getting love, but just really understanding such a human process, and that everybody feels like at certain times they don't have enough. We each have to work on our own balance, our own victory story. And so, yeah, masculines, your feminine is really processing any of their negative attitude about feeling like others have it easier in love or abundance or life. And they're really being tasked with being grateful. Yeah, feminines just being really grateful that no matter what you've asked for in love and life, it is playing out right now if you have eyes to see, and can be grateful for that. And pull the focus from anything that you think others have that's easier than you, because everybody's going through challenges. I go through tons of challenges as a reader, and I love this practice because I get to show up, I get to step out of my own way and do this each day and bring through the love. So, you know, that's one way of doing it, is to continue to give back, to be on purpose. But yeah, we all go through it. My life is not easier. You know, in many ways, people with high callings, and I can feel you out there. You're going to have your fair share and then some of stuff you have to get through and master, and the challenges. And so I see you, I feel you, and it's not easy. But we are the resilient masters in the making. So we each have our different challenges, and it revolves in times of intensity and then rest. And so be grateful in the times of rest and know that it will pass in the times of intensity. But what do the feminines desire with the masculines? This transformation. So I'm being taken with the imagery here where we had the crow meditating on the Four of Swords and doing the healing and downloading those truths. So it's like rising out of that meditation and bringing new life, redemption, a higher perspective. The feminines know you have your own challenges, masculines, and they really are voting for you, encouraging you energetically, even directly sometimes, to keep rising up out of that old life and into the new. What is the advice for the masculines? Queen of Cups and the Five of Coins in the inverse. So this is coming out of the separation. This is having the knowledge that your feminine loves you unconditionally and understands what you've been going through. Maybe they don't know the details, but they understand the sovereign process of becoming. They miss you, they want to connect more, but they do understand that you need this time. You've needed this time. So it's okay. Your feminine is not going to ridicule you or condemn you for having put yourself first. That is one of the things that a divine feminine will admire most. And they are looking forward to you coming through this process and then being aware of your true essence and being confident and fulfilled in knowing that it is beautiful, that you are beautiful, masculines, and that you don't have to be ashamed of being your full expression of who you really are. regardless of, how sweet and capable you can be on what end of that spectrum. Ferocious sometimes and the sweetest Everest other times. What can we see for the direction in the near future? Okay, so the devil, but I heard it's coming into the material on that cellular level. So the devil can represent the most material grounding possible. And that's what I'm feeling. There's something that's getting real, getting so real as to also be in the physical, not just in the intangible. And fear, though, I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So when the devil comes in with fear, that does stand to reason that it would precede landing this into the physical, because these last remaining really immovable obstacles or fear, cold feet, the jitters, are going to come up when we get the opportunity to transcend those things and move past it. So there does seem to be a little bit of a blip in the energy where there's another push to the finish line, where something might feel, it's not a tower moment, but it's, there's nothing to fear but fear itself. And so the devil is also illusion, but it's like a gatekeeper that keeps us from accessing everything that we desire. So don't believe the fear that comes up at this time or in the near future, everybody, because it does feel like we are testing our resolve to live in the energy of love by not bowing down to the fear at this time. What did the feminines wish with the masculine? Page of Pentacles, to take baby steps, to come through it one step at a time, to stay with it, to not need to know the answers, but to just trust, and to keep going forward, to keep pushing through the fear, to keep being brave, to keep being transparent with your emotions, with yourself, with your feminine, if that applies. Oh, wow. Advice for the masculines. Overcome the devil. We get the devil and the devil. So in the near future, there's going to be some devilish energies coming up that might instill fear. Don't buy it, masculines. Stay on course by only biting off what you can chew. If it's too overwhelming, take it back a notch and focus on less. We had a lot of cards with the Seven of Cups too, where you could just spread yourself too thin by worrying about too many things. Rein it in. Keep focus on the love. Masculines, your feminine loves you more than anything. They see it all with you. They see in you the most beautiful human that they've ever met, inside and out. And so don't let those devil energies tell you otherwise. Okay, many blessings. Bye for now.